adding that in. Okay. All right, you guys, let's have a seat. And we shall get started. So we're just going to start with some nice warm up. This is always the breathing, relaxing. So when we sit on the ball, just kind of feel it out. Make sure the ball is directly under you. Feel relaxed on the ball, kind of moving your pelvis around and just feeling your shoulders come into a relaxed position so that we don't start off tense, right? So just that nice little relaxed spine, relaxed shoulders. And then we're just going to open those legs to a nice big V. We're going to keep our straight spine. So I'm going to grab a hold of kind of the outside of my knees. I'm not going to be pulling big. I'm just going to hold there. And I'm just going to lean forward as I hinge down towards the floor. My chest comes towards the floor. My pelvis kind of pokes out behind me. And then as I lift up, I reach through the crown of my head and I lift right back up. And I feel that ball come right back underneath those sit bones. We're just going to do that a couple of times. So we're just going to hinge forward and right back up and down and up. And let's do 3. Down and up and 2. Make sure you feel that little stretch on that way down, right? So come down far enough where you feel that little stretch come in. And then we're going to come back down again, and we're going to hold there for just a moment. So you're going to hinge down. So your back is long, and from here, we're just going to go into a scoop. So I'm going to tuck my pelvis and my head towards each other, and then I'm just going to straighten that spine back out. Out. Yeah. Okay. Not up, out. And scoop. And reaching that spine again. So we're staying kind of hinged forward. We're just scooping that belly. And then we're straightening that spine back out. And scooping. You're feeling that ball roll underneath you. Let's do 2 more. And last one. Come back to that straight spine. Feel that stretch and lift all the way back up. We're going to bring our arms into a circle. So from here, we're just going to go into a little bit of a scoop. So we're going to feel the belly scoop. And then we're just going to come all the way back up to straight. And as you feel comfortable, we can scoop a little deeper, roll it back a little bit more, curl back up, just keeping your balance on the ball, right? Scoop the belly, tuck the pelvis under, round the spine, curl up and stack. Scoop, curl back, curl up, and stack. Let's just do this a few more times. And back, and up. Just getting that nice movement. We're not really trying to force much here. It should be kind of more of a natural movement of the spine. Let's do 2. And 1. And up and relax. So from here, all we're going to do is we're just going to kind of allow ourselves to stretch a little bit. So we're going to bring one hand, let's bring the left hand to the ball, right hand out to the side. And we're just going to push the ball out to the right as we bend over to the left, getting that nice stretch to the side. Yeah. And then come all the way up. We'll bring that right hand all the way to the ball as the left hand comes up. And now we'll shift. Over to the other side, and up, and shift, and up, and shift, and one more time on each side, and up. Just again, opening up the body, opening up the ribs, and come all the way back up. Let those hands relax onto your legs. And from this one, all we're going to do is just try to move the pelvis from side to side. So it's just a really easy little movement. And I don't want you to worry too much about anything other than pushing the ball side and then to the other side. So no tweaking through the knees, make it easy on yourself. If you start to feel any tweak or pressure through the knees, you're probably going a little too far. You're keeping your feet a little too immobile. So feel the movement. And then we're just going to move this into a nice little circle. So we're going to kind of push the ball off to the side. We're going to scoop that pelvis underneath as we then push it to the other side and around. Let's keep going in that same direction. And again, I just want this to feel easy. Hearing all of the noise, we're all doing that. Keep the shoulders relaxed and just let yourself move. Make it easy. Let's do one more in this direction. And then let's switch the other way. And again, don't worry about keeping the upper body perfectly straight or anything. I just want you to get the movement. I want that rotation kind of up the spine, that freedom. And two, and one, and come all the way back up and hold. We're going to bring those arms out to the sides. We're just going to warm up into a twist. So from here, we're just going to keep that ball nice and steady underneath us. We're going to twist in one direction. And as we bring it back, we're going to find that center, twist in the other direction, bring it back, find the center, and twist, and center. So try to keep the ball from wanting to shift underneath you, right? So we're trying to keep those sit bones firmly planted so that the twist, what you're really focusing on is the twist coming from the body. So think about where that twist is coming from. It should not be coming from the head, but from the torso. That's where your twist is coming from. Let's just do one more on each side. And last one. Come back to center. Relax the shoulders, kind of roll them out a little bit. So this next one is just like a saw. So that's basically all it is. So we're going to come back out into our open position. Let's all twist to the left. Now, take that left leg and kind of reach it out to straight and reach towards the toes like you would in a saw. Come back up, bringing that foot back underneath you, and then twist to the right. Right leg reaches out, lean forward, up, pull that leg back in, and twist. Reach out, and up, and in. Twist, reach out, lean into it, feel that stretch, come up, and just keep going, right? Go at your own pace. Big thing is to remember what side you started on. Twist. And in. And twist. Nice big stretch. Let's just do one more on each side. And if you need to do one more side to make yourself even, go ahead and do that. And come up and relax. Good. We are going to take ourselves off the ball. We're going to come into standing kind of next to the ball. And so I want this kind of wide stance, hands on the ball, and I want you to start in a flat back. So I want you to kind of reach the tailbone behind you, forming that flat back. Shoulders are down. So you have a little pressure down through the ball, but not a lot. And then all we're going to do is as we lean down further, this is kind of similar to what we did when we were sitting on the ball. Keeping our back flat, we're just pushing the ball out as we lower our body down. Keeping again that flat back, pushing down into the ball as we lift back up. And press out. So we're getting that nice stretch to the back of the legs. And up. But you're keeping that spine straight as you lean down and come up and lean down and come up. Good, just a few more. 2. And 1 more. And up. Okay, we're going to lean down. We're going to push that ball out. So lean down, pushing that ball out. So now, no, let's come back. Sorry, I meant for you to do one more thing first before we move into that. So we're still in this wide stance. We still have those hands on the ball. We're going to push now straight down into the ball. The ball is not going to move. As we push down into the ball, we're going to scoop up our belly. So we're going to tuck that pelvis, rounding that spine. Our head tucks, our pelvis tucks. And now just straighten that spine back out. Reaching the tailbone behind you, pulling those shoulders away from the ears. So coming back to that flat back. Let's do it again. Push down into the ball as we scoop up the belly. So we have that pressure kind of downward through our hands. And then straighten back out. And scoop. So the ball is not pushing away. It's staying directly underneath your hands. Scoop. And release. Let's do 3 more. And scoop up that belly. And release 2. Let's do 1 more time. Come back to your flat back. Now we're going to add in what we started to before. So keeping your back flat, we're going to press that ball out as we lower the body down. As we bring the ball back under us, that's where we're going to scoop. So we're going to tuck that pelvis, scoop it out as we bring that ball back under. Once we get to this position, we're going to flatten out the spine first. Then we're going to push that ball away, keeping our spine flat. Scoop. Tuck as you pull it under, flatten back out your spine, and push that ball away. And scoop, flatten, and extend that ball, and scoop, flatten, and extend. Let's do 3. Pull those shoulders down before you press that ball out. 2. And last one. And release. Good. Come all the way to standing. So from here, we're just going to do some, we're going to actually start on our knees to prepare ourselves. So coming down, we're not going to be on the knees because we're going to be more like in a plank-like position. So with the ball here, it's really important. I'm going to come to kind of more of an open elbow position. So I'm not super close together, right? I'm kind of more in this open position. And I want to start with my elbows right underneath my shoulders. And I need to have room behind me to make sure I can bring my legs back. So I have those elbows are open. They're right underneath my shoulders. And then I'm going to lean down into that ball as I take 1 foot behind, and then I'm going to take the other one behind me. And I'm going to just hold here for our little plank for just a moment. So from here, we're pushing down into the ball. We're lifting the chest as high as we can. And we're going to go into a pike. So like think of an elephant. We're going to lift the pelvis up. And then we're just going to take it all the way back into our plank. And then we're going to pick it up. And take it all the way back to our plank. No, I'm getting there. You got to find that place with your shoulders and your elbows. If they're too far in front of you, it's really challenging. Your head is coming down as you're going into that pipe, but try not to rest it on the ball. Let's do 2. Last one. Come down to the knees. Open those knees so you're in that kind of wide stance, and we're just going to take it back into a little child's pose position. We're just going to reach that ball in front. Feel a little stretch through the shoulders, stretch through the back. And from here, lead with your low belly. Let's tuck it. Scoop out that belly as we come all the way back out and up to a nice straight spine. We're going to go right back into that same position. So find that open elbow position. Pull those elbows right underneath those shoulders. Take those legs behind you. I need to make sure I have room. So take those legs back. All right, so this one's a little tricky. You're going to rotate to the side, finding your balance, then you're gonna pike. And back, then you're gonna come back to straight. You're gonna rotate to the other side, find your balance, pike, and straight, back to center, rotate, up, balance, rotate, and up, and balance, hold, and knees come down. Sit back, and press it out. Don't you think? That's
Once you get it.
once you get it, yeah, that's the
Yeah. My arms and my feet didn't know what to do.
your arms and your feet just decided they wanted to do different things. Okay, we're gonna come onto the knees, and we are going to place this ball right into our leg. So a lot of things we do today are very similar to Patty's class on Monday, kind of piggybacking onto that so that you can use similar muscles, just doing things a little differently with the big ball. So from here, we're going to take that outside leg, we're going to reach it out. And then from this position, we're going to lean over the ball, bringing our hand all the way down to the mat, all right? So I'm kind of leaned into the ball. My knee is not directly straight down and into the mat. And if you need extra padding there, please feel free, all right? We want to keep that shoulder open so that it's parallel with the hips. And other hand is on top of the hip. And we're just going to take that top leg and lift. Point your toe up and down. Point through the toe to lift. Inhale, lower. Point and lift. Inhale, lower. Pulling that belly in and keeping that chest lifted, shoulders down. So try not to start coming here, right? Keeping that chest lifted, reaching that crown of the head, like if I were to take my ponytail and someone's pulling it off in that other direction. If you want a little extra, the arm comes up and lift. Holding that belly in as we lift. Let's do 3. And 2. And 1. Hold the lift. So goal here, keep that ball perfectly still as we do these little circles. Little circles. 3, 2, 1. Let's reverse it. Pull that belly in. Keep yourself nice and stable on that ball. 3, 2, 1. And pull it down and rest. So we're going to lean over the ball. We're going to lift our hand off the floor and place it behind the head. Take the other hand behind the head. So we want to kind of just slightly lift the body, just a little. You're still leaning on the ball. We're going to go into a flexion of our foot. We're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to lift and lower, flexing that foot, reaching through that heel. So we have just a little bit more balance on the ball without having that hand on the floor, right? We have that balance, really having to kick in. Let's do 3. And 2. Keep that foot flexed. Last one we're holding. This one's a little bit more challenging as we go into those circles. Keep that ball perfectly still. 3, 2, 1. Reverse it. Keep pulling that belly in. 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Drop that hand. Reach that upper hand all the way over into that nice big stretch. Yes. Okay. So as we come back up, I'm going to put my top hand kind of on the ball, and then I'm going to bring my bottom hand and I'm gonna bring it onto the elbow. So my body is lifted slightly here. My other hand, my top hand is out, right? Good. So all I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna kind of reach up and over with my top hand. And now, as I come back up, I'm going to push through my hand on the ball as I look towards my foot. And I'm gonna get this nice little crunch through my waist, okay? Then I'm gonna lower down and all the way over. You okay, Chris?
Yeah. I was walking.
I was thinking Chris too. And up. And got it, Chris? And down. And up. So we're just getting that nice oblique. And down. And just do what you can to keep balanced. Just do what you can to keep balanced. And one more. And we're just going to stretch. So bring that hand all the way back down and stretch. We're on our last one here. Okay. So we're going to build to that particular work that we just did. So again, hand comes up, position yourself, right? So I'm on my elbow underneath me. And this actually releases some pressure from my knee as well, right? Because I can put a little bit more pressure down through the ball with my elbow. My chest is lifted, my other hand comes out. So if stick with the one that we just did, if that's hard enough. So the next one, we're just going to add a leg lift to the movement. So we're going to reach the arm over as we stretch. As we come up, we're going to lift that leg and look at that foot, and then come back down and come up and down and up and down. We just have two more and we're done. And up. Last one. And up. And let's stretch. So take that all the way down, that nice big stretch. And then we're just going to turn, and we are going to go right back into our child's pose where we were earlier. So just that nice stretch. Let your head come down in between those arms. Reach those arms out. Feel that nice little stretch under the wing part of your shoulder blades. Tuck your pelvis. Roll yourself up. And we are just going to do that on the other side. So, pull it in. If it's too much on your knees, you can always go to the floor to do a lot of this so that you're on your side on the floor too. Just options. So grab a knee pad if you need that knee pad, or tuck up underneath the mat if you need that. So from here, we're going to send, make sure I have room for my long legs. My masseuse told me he thinks he should charge me more since I understand. He's like, dang, you got some long legs. All right, we're gonna reach that all the way over. We're gonna come down to that rest position, right? So from here, my top hand is gonna be on my waist. I'm going into a pointed toe on my top leg as I lift that leg up. And down. And up. Keep your spine as long as you possibly can. Remember what we're thinking here. Crown of the head, reaching away. And if you want to add on, right, you take the arm up to the ceiling, kind of like that modified star. And 3, 2. We're going to hold on the last one. So we lift and hold. Small little circles, small. It's all about staying still on the ball. 3, 2, 1. Reverse, reach out through that toe. Lengthen. Pull that belly in. 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Stretch that over. Good. We're going to lean into that ball. We're going to take that hand on the floor. We're going to bring it behind the head. Remember, all these added things are optional. So do what feels comfortable for your body. Other hand comes behind. So we want to just feel some energy, like we're trying to lift our body off the ball. It's not going to come off the ball, but we're going to feel some energy there. We're going to flex our foot, and we're going to do that same lift, up and down, and up and down. So I'm trying to think about keeping my collarbone parallel with my hip bones, right? So my hip bones are straight, my collarbone is straight. I'm reaching through that heel as I lift that leg. And I'm going to do 3 and 2, and we're holding. So this one a little bit more challenging. Keep that ball still as we go into those circles. 3 more, 2, 1, and reverse it. Keep pulling that belly in. 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Stretch that out. Nice big stretch. And then we're going to go ahead and come up to our elbow. So this is the one where we bring that elbow underneath. Right, other arm comes up. So we're going to start by kind of pressing down through our elbow. Keep that shoulder from the ear. We're just going to bend to the side, getting that nice little stretch. And then as we come up, we're going to kind of press through that hand as we look at that foot. So we're not lifting the leg yet. Everyone wants to jump ahead.
I was balanced.
It's so much fun, as Patty would say. Isn't this fun?
I know, I think it's fun. Nobody else does.
And 2, and 1, and we're adding on. Let's just stretch first. So take that hand down, reach that arm up and over, nice big stretch. And then we're coming up. All right, so we're coming right back into this position. We're just adding that leg lift. Remember, this is an add-on. So we're gonna press down through that ball. We're gonna bend over. And this time as we come up, we're gonna lift that leg and reach it back down as we bend and come up and reach and up and reach. Let's do 3 and up. Feeling that nice oblique little crunch. And come in. And let's turn back onto our knees here. We are going to stretch into our child's pose. Really let those arms reach that ball as far away as you can. Let your chest reach down between those arms. Feel that nice winging out of the shoulder blades. That kind of stretch under the arm area there. And we're going to tuck that pelvis. Bring it all the way back up. And take a breath. All right, I'm going to turn back around. All right, we're going to be on our belly. Oh, actually, I should see the other direction. Okay, so I might be able to see me better this way. Okay, so we're going to go on to kind of our bellies, but it's more legs and bottom of the pelvis. All right, so again, Patty did this one on Monday. It's the seesaw one. So some arms are going to be involved. And so I push this into my legs as much as possible. And then I just lean over the ball and I take my hands and I walk them out until I feel that ball kind of more on my thighs and just the very base of my pelvis. Like my pelvic bone is right on that ball. My belly button is not, right? So my belly button is off the ball. So Chris, try to walk forward more with those hands. Yeah. And you got to find that place, right?
Yeah, I had it hitting the floor.
So my legs are shooting out behind me and I have my glutes connected here. So the more I shoot those legs out behind me, I'm in a big wide open stance with my legs. I'm pressing gently down through the pelvis and I feel my glutes connect. And as I bend my elbows, my legs come up, that seesaw. And then as I press through the arms, my legs come down as I come back up. So it's like a little modified push-up, bending and pressing. So my fingertips are wide and my elbows are pressing down, lining up with my fingertips. So my fingertips are facing forward. So Getting that nice little bit of arm work. Really pay attention here. Think about what you're feeling. So as you're pressing down, can you feel that both your hands are equal in weight? As you press up, same thing. Press down, press up. We just have two more. And press down, and press up. Last one. And press up, and just rest for just a moment. So we're just going to do one more of those. We're going to do it in kind of an internal rotation of those hands. So now my elbows kind of point out, right? So instead of pulling them straight back, we're going to open the elbows out. Same thing with the legs. I widen my stance. I shoot those legs out behind me until I feel those glutes connect. And then as I bend my elbows, my legs come up. And then I press through that floor as I come back up. And bend. And don't worry about coming too deep in this movement. So if you have any stress through your shoulders or your neck, just make this movement small. Keep reaching those legs behind you. And 3, 2, and 1. And set those feet down all the way behind you. So from here, we're going to lower ourselves down to our forearms. Right? And I'm going to bring, so I can barely reach the floor right now. In fact, I can't even really hardly put my toes on the floor.
You have long legs.
And I have long legs, so don't worry about your feet being on the floor. Right? So reach those legs out behind you on a pointed foot. I'm down on my forearms, but I'm lifted away from the floor with my chest. And I'm going to start with a little right leg lift. And as I lift that leg up, I feel that both my pelvis or both my hip bones are still firmly planted on the ball. Then I lower that leg down. Other side. Lift. Feel that butt kind of connect and down. But make sure you're not lifting off that hip bone in the front. You're keeping those hip bones pressing down and into the ball. This is kind of a modified swim. And down and up. Reach that leg as long as you can behind you. And up. And up. And bring it down and rest. All right. So from this next one, we're going to come into a frog position. Keep that chest lifted. We're going to kind of pull those knees down around that ball, almost to where we feel that our back is rounded. And then as you exhale, squeeze those heels together and press those legs up, feeling that glute. Pull the knees down and press them up. So try not to have the head on the floor here. Pull that belly in, squeezing those glutes. All right, we are going to squeeze those legs up, hold, and then we're just going to use those glutes to pulse it up. Up, up, up. Let's do a few more. Really feel those glutes engaging. Keep your chest lifted from that floor. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2. Lift them up as high as you can. Hold that lift. Squeeze those glutes. Reach those legs out and open. Pull them back in and cross the ankles 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Reach out. Pull it back in. 3, 2, 1. Reach out. And pull it back in. 3, 2, 1. Reach out. In, 2, 1. Out. In, 2, 1. Out. Let's do 3. Out. And out. One more. And out. And bring it all the way in. Walk yourself back. Going back into our stretch of the day, which is our kind of child pose stretch. So we're just going right back into that stretch. So from here, hands are on the ball. We're going to scoop that belly. We're going to curl up to kind of a 4-point kneel position. So we have kind of our hands down and into the ball. And then we're going to round through the upper back as we bring the chin to the chest. And as we sit back, we keep our round as much as possible until our pelvis is down, and then we flatten it back out. And then we pick up that pelvis as we scoop, rounding up through the spine, pressing down through the ball as the chest lifts, chin to chest, round, straighten, and again, scoop, up, straighten that spine, and down. This is, again, just movement through that spine, and up, and all the way, and relax. All right, we are going to, again, kind of straighten out through that spine. We're going to come into a position here where we're on our upper back with the ball. Hands are behind the head. My pelvis is completely off the ball. So the ball ends right below my mid-back area. So if I wanted to, I could even rest my head on the ball. Like, that's how far up the ball is. And then from here, you can keep that head rested on the ball if you prefer. So from here, we are just going to start to sink our spine from the top of our spine. And we're going to follow the arc of the ball until we bring that pelvis all the way down towards the floor. And my pelvis comes all the way down to the floor. Right? And then as we start to come back up to that kind of bridge-like position, we're going to lead by picking the pelvis up. I'm going to press into the ball with my low back. Keep picking the pelvis up, and only at the top do I straighten back out to my bridge. So start at the top of the spine, start to melt. Follow the ball with the vertebra. All the way down, you're arching that back around the ball, and it's a supportive arch, so perfectly safe here. And pick up only the pelvic bone, feel the back, press into the ball. Scoop that belly until that pelvis comes up, and then straighten it out into your bridge. Let's do that again. And lower. Follow the ball. And scoop. And up. One more time. And down. And up. We are going to land on that down position. So down. Land with that pelvis on the floor. Set it there and just relax. And what I like to do here is actually, I will move my pelvis back even further so that I'm almost like I'm pushing my sit bones underneath the ball. And then I'm just going to rest. And if you can get your head to the ball, fine. If not, don't worry about it. Just support it with your hands. And just release and relax. This is a supporting arch position. So you're able to relax the muscles into the arch, which makes this more safe than just arching the back, right? All right, we're going to go ahead and come up off that ball. We're going to move the ball. My shirt is coming off.
Sliding over my pants, my shirt.
Yeah, we're going to move that ball to between our legs, kind of knee area. We're going to lie down. All right, so from here, we're going to go ahead and take those arms out to the side, sweep them up, bring them behind the head again to our support position. And we're just going to come onto the toes. Woo! Don't lose the ball like I just did. Jeez. All right, come onto the toes. And the reason I have you on your toes is for no other reason than I want to keep you out of your feet as much as possible. When we have the heels down, it's really easy to push down through the feet. So just lighten those heels almost like they're floating up from the floor. And we're just going to do some curl ups with our upper body. So as you exhale, we're going to just lift that chest as it looks towards that ball. And then we're going to inhale as we lower down. And exhale. And down. And up. And up. So let's just continue. So really focus on keeping that head supported. Lift with your heart. And as you look at the ball, you shouldn't see that your pelvic bone is tipped upward and coming towards your chest. You're keeping that neutral. So there is no imprint here. And one more. Come down. We're only going to change this into a twist. So this time as you come up, you're going to twist towards one direction. So heels are still floating. We're going to just twist as we come up and down. Other side. And up. And up. Keep those heels floating. Keep that pelvis neutral. So there's no fluctuation through the movement of below the waist. And up, we're going to do one more on each side. Last one. Come down. Your head is going to rest. You're just going to take that ball. We're going to lift it up into a tabletop-like position. So from here, we're going to lower the ball down on the inhale. Not all the way. Exhale, pick that ball back up. Movement here, right, is of the upper legs, moving that ball down and up. But you're connecting through the belly. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. Lower that ball down, take a little break. So same thing with our lift. So we're going back to just lifting our upper body, but we're going to also lift those legs. So as you exhale, legs lift, upper body lifts. Lowers back down. Tap the floor. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And up. Let's do 3. Try to keep those elbows wide. 2. And 1. Lower down and take a little breather for just a moment. All right, so you know what's coming next. So same thing, we add that lift of the ball as we go into our twist. So as you exhale, curl up, twist, lift the ball. Lower down, tap the ball, other side. Down and tap. And just keep moving from side to side. One more each side. Lower down. Relax the head. Bring the arms by your side. So you're going to kind of move that ball between the feet, and you're going to reach that ball up to the ceiling. Arms are going to come up. So from here, we're going to curl up and take the hand or take the ball into the hands. Curl up, grab the ball, take it down with you. Curl up, put it back. Curl down. Curl up, take it. Curl up, put it back. Curl up. And down. 2 more. Up. Put it back. 1 more round. And up. Put it back. And down and rest. I heard that noise and I thought, oh no, I'm losing the screen. I thought it was is falling. All right. Good job. So take your feet on top of that ball, walk it out all the way. Good. And from here, center your right leg on top of the ball. Be able to lift that left leg and hover it up. All right, so arms are going to come out to the side in a big T. As you exhale, you're going to lift that left leg, and you're going to curl up and reach for it with the right arm. Curl down, other side. Center that leg. And up. And up. So we're kind of back to that saw, right? Think of the saw position, where we're reaching towards the outside of the ankle. And up. And up. Almost. Let's do two more, each side. Don't you love ending with abs? Last one.
So much.
And come in. Bring that ball all the way in. Wrap those legs around the ball. So you're hugging that ball with those knees or with the backs of the legs. And then we're just going to let that ball roll to the side and then back up. So this is just, again, just relax. This is a nice, easy movement. It's just all about releasing the muscles. Keep those arms nice and wide. It'll help with the balance. And over. Yeah, I don't end with abs very often. By then you're already so exhausted for the rest of the class. It's like, dang. And we didn't really do super hard abs, but they always feel a little bit more challenging when you're already kind of exhausted from the other work that we did. So
that's why I'm tired.
that's why you're tired, yeah. That's it.
Okay.
Aren't you glad I gave you an excuse?
Yes.
All right, come back in. All right, we are going to take that ball out. We're going to kind of push it off to the side for just a moment. We're going to do a little roll up here. So our arms are going to come up to the ceiling. And as we lift our chin or our head, we're going to tuck the chin into the chest and then curl up. Reach for those feet or those ankles, stretch forward. And then come up. We're just going to do one roll down and one more roll up, okay? So we're going to scoop, curl back, nice and slow. Arms come up, and one more roll up as we tuck that chin, curl up. Reach for those ankles or feet. And then we are going to come into this nice open leg position. Bring your ball. It's a wonderful tool, a wonderful toy. A toy, all right? I love it. All right, bring that ball in front of you. And just like we did in the beginning of class, let's try to keep the back flat as we reach forward. So I'm taking my chest and I'm pushing it towards the ball as I reach that ball away. And I'm getting that nice flat back stretch. Now, to come back in, we're going to go into the tuck. So we're going to tuck that pelvis and that head as we round ourselves back in, and we stack that vertebra back up as the shoulders come down. We're going to go right back into that flat stretch again. So pull it or push it out, flat back, and scoop it and round it up. Drop the shoulders down. One more, and push it out. Nice flat back stretch. And scoop it back. And take that ball to the outside. Take your, so I've got the ball on my left, outside of my left leg. My right hand is going to come onto the ball. My left hand is going to come to the floor. And then all I'm going to do is push that ball towards my foot. I'm bending my left arm, and I'm thinking about keeping my opposite hip pressing down and into the mat. And then I'm going to pull it back, sit up tall. We're just going to do that stretch again. Lean forward, press it out. Keep reaching that opposite hip down and towards that mat. And bring it back and roll that ball on over. So ball is on the outside of my right foot. My left hand is on the ball. Right hand is to the floor. And I'm going to push that ball forward. And I'm going to left hip reaching away from me, pressing it towards the floor. And then I'm gonna pull it back, sit up tall. And one more time, and press it out. And pull it back, and we are just gonna roll that ball to the center and do one more stretch through the center. Press it out. Feel that stretch. You should be able to feel that you can go a little further. And then scoop out that belly, bring it all the way up. Right on time. Yay. Thanks. Thanks, you guys. See you guys next week. Have a good